Alright, welcome on back, Faithful. We are still in tutorial mode for our Mark 6 suit of armor from the Halo 4 video game. We are working currently on our torso. Last time we worked on this center, upper, middle back section here. And I think I've got it sitting over here. I'll show you real quick. That is the piece that the majority of the suit is going to be hinging off of. That's the piece that we need to be really strong there because that's what's going to rest on our back. And this time around, we're going to focus on these side sections here, the upper side here. This entire thing here is quite complicated, and this piece here is extremely complicated there. This one here isn't going to be too bad. It's going to be a shorter build than usual. But we are going to break it down because to do both these together would be a couple-hour build there. So we're going to go ahead and tackle it in chunks. So I've done one here for you. You can see this one here. This is going on. It would be the left shoulder right here, and that'd be what you'd make a little center press buckle here, which would attach to the front there. So this piece here needs to be pretty strong, and we're going to go ahead and make the side that would go on our right shoulder. Now for this one here, you're going to have a piece that looks just like this. However, I don't want you to lay this piece out on your foam because that there is going to take up way more space on a sheet of foam than is needed, and you're going to lose out on all this extra space that you could be utilizing for smaller pieces of this template. So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to see right here, these little dotted line segments right there. I want you to cut both these pieces off right down those lines. So you're going to have one straight section here and then two side pieces, okay? That will help you be able to place these better on a sheet of foam and be able to utilize all your space instead of sacrificing one big middle section and then having weird chunked out pieces like this that you can't do anything with. So do that. You're also going to have these two little side pieces that go with it as well. But once you cut that out, you'll have three pieces that look like this. One there, one here, and like that. Okay, now I've gone ahead and I've done the pre-trimming for this entire thing here. So if you don't know what a corner cut is or what an angled cut, I'm going to explain it real quickly, but you'll have to refer to a previous video to really see me do it in full. What I refer to as an angle cut is when you go in at a 45-degree angle with your blade. You start at the very edge of the foam there and you cut back into the foam. What that does is it makes a corner for your shape there. What that does is that allows you to merge this piece seamlessly with another piece that has also been angle cut. As you can see right there, that ridge has that whole edge taken down at that 45-degree plane. Also, we have what I call a grooved cut. Now this one here you can see, pull these little pieces out. I've done a groove cut of about 1/4 of an inch wide right down here through the center of that piece. Now that's designed so that I can fold this piece here and glue right along that seam, and it will hold the shape right here. If I didn't make that groove here and I wanted to bend it, it would round out, and I don't want it to round out. I want it to be almost a right angle bend, like you see right there, with just a very slight rounding to it. So that's what a corner cut is, and that's what an angle cut is. Okay, I'll put these little pieces back in here real quick, and we will be off to the races. Okay, for this piece here, you're not going to need a heat gun, so you can go ahead and just set that off to the side. You will want your hot glue gun, and you will want a bottle of 5-second Loctite professional super glue. This stuff is incredible, bonds on a molecular level with the foam, and because it's porous, makes like a cement seal with it. It is what I have chosen to build all my EVA foam with from now on. However, the hot glue is there to reinforce the back of the seams when you finish the piece. Without further ado, let's dive on into the sucker. Okay, so looking at this one here, you can see that the shape is going to take a roundness to it. We're not even going to heat that. We're going to be using what I call kinetic tension, which is going to be within the shape, and we're going to force that foam into place to follow the curve of these little pieces here. You'll see the front there, that little section right there. That is our little section right here. So for these little pieces, I want you to take these out. By the way, all the little open spaces here on this template here, I want you to cut all those out and save all those little pieces that will come in handy later. So we're going to pull those out for the time being, set them off to the side so we know what we've got to work with. Okay. You can see on here, I've kind of marked my little dotted line segments there, here, here. That lets me know whether I'm folding down or up. If you look at any of these templates here, these EVA Core files you can find inside the description below this video, if it is a single dotted line, it means it gets folded down. If it's a dot dash line, it means it gets folded up. So that should help you navigate that a little better. First off, as I said before, I've made my grooved cut there. That means this little piece here is going to be folded in, just like that, and it's going to be glued. So we'll take our Loctite here, and just do a really thin bead right on the center there. Fold the piece up on itself like this. Use the table to hold it in place. Go through with a little smoother piece. I cut several of these here when I do any build. Just a little corner piece on it. And we're smoothing in the glue that would be bubbling on the edge of this corner here. Smoothing in that glue helps the glue to not only dry faster, but it applies it to both sides of that cut to help the shape have overall more strength. So that is why I'm smoothing it out. And ideally, I would go back right on top of this seam here and I would hit it with some hot glue as well. But for time purposes, I'm not going to do that. Because it is an open shape, you can go back inside there and reinforce all those seams when you're done with it. Okay, so first little edge is down. Next, we're going to do this edge here. Little dab of glue, little dab of glue, little dab of glue. Fold it up. Again, brace it off the table like that. And if you haven't been able to tell with this piece here, I have edge cut all the way around this piece. The entire thing has been edge cut. So if anybody is following along with me right now, go ahead and edge cut this entire thing before you go any further with any more gluing. The only edges of it that don't have that 45-degree angle are the very front here, leave that flat, and the very back here, leave that flat. Everything else though, I want you to do an edge cut around that entire thing. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do this middle one here. So a little dab there, line there, and a dab there. Fold it on up, and smooth that glue right on in. By the way, I hope you guys are having an amazing week thus far. We had our second installment of Ask the Chief. Hit the waves last night, and it's been getting a great number of questions already, so thank you guys so much for the awesome questions. I really appreciate it. You guys are keeping this channel alive, and I love to hear all your feedback. Okay, this is what we have so far. Now you can see we've got some weird shapes here. This is what we're gonna have, but this is what we got currently. Now comes the fun part. Okay, so if you see this little section here, that piece, this is our left shoulder here, we're working on the right one now. So that little middle section right there is gonna be this piece right here. As I said before, keep that little middle piece here because we're gonna need it later on. So we'll take that right now, set it off to the side. Okay, so looking at this here, you can see it's attached up here at the front, follows all the way back, corner where that bend is here. So we'll take this, and we're going to first take the front piece here, right to this edge right there. So we're going to go a little bead of glue right along here, and we're going to stick it right there, walk it the shape right on down. So little thin bead of glue right on the edge here, like that. And then take this corner right to that corner first. So press it in there, fold the shape around itself like this, let it merge. It'll take it just a few seconds to merge, and you can see the glue is kind of bubbling out just a little bit there. We want that glue to bubble, because now we can smooth that glue out. So give it a little bit of a press down there, make it kind of seamless as we're going. By the way, for any of you, this is your first time to my channel, my name is Angel Legend, aka Eric Rolon, and this is my life. I love to do armor, I love to do cosplay, and I love Halo. Okay, we're gonna walk this shape all the way on down. Before I glue this edge here, I'm gonna glue this corner first. So you can see where the corner lines up. Let's see, be getting turned around. That would be, yes, right here. That corner there is gonna go right on up into here like that. So we're gonna go ahead and hit this corner first, and then we're gonna walk the shape all the way back on down, pressing in as we go. So do a little bit of glue, about an 1.5 inch section. Take this corner edge here. You have to bend the shape in to match up with the side piece here. Stick it right on that edge and kind of fold up a little bit like that. That way you make sure it gets a good smooth contact with both upper corner edges. Press it on in, and there we are. So now you can see it's already starting to take shape here. Gonna kind of feed the rest of this in where we want it. So we can kind of press and hold there. So we'll go ahead and do the front first, a little bit there, and we'll press it into that slightly curved section right here. So just press it on in, just like that. And it's 5-second glue, but it literally takes about 3 seconds for it to make its initial hold, and then you're just kind of babying it along for it to fully seal. So there we go. Smooth that out, like that. And then right along with this edge here. So push this out a little ways like that. Hit the glue along the top of this edge here, right on that upper corner. Almost like a little blade there. So right there, just like that. Pull it out a little ways, and then press down and in. So just like that, you can see that glue again bubbling out there. Hold it up so you can see a little better there. Just like that. Smooth this on out here. These little smoother pieces here, these are just little scraps of EVA foam. I cut like 8 to 10 of them per build just because it's great to have little extra pieces to smooth that foam out. Because these do get gummed up pretty quickly, and so I end up pitching them as soon as they're of no use to me. Okay, so that side's done. We're going to go ahead now, and you can see this edge there matches with that edge here. So we're just going to go and stick it right to that edge. So, again, our Loctite here. So we will match this up, and there we are. So right there on that edge. And again, this stuff goes very, very quickly. Do be careful. It is super glue. If you're working like I am right now, you're gonna get it on your fingers, so just be aware of that. I find that Dawn dish soap tends to get it out a lot easier than most others. Or if you have Gojo works probably the best out of anything. So hopefully you don't have an aversion to scrubbing your hands with pumice, because that's what you'll need to get this off completely. Other than that, it takes a couple days and the glue's gone. So we're just sticking the bottom one there. Make that quick contact. Just a little bit like that. Smooth her on out. All right. Next. We'll hold off on that piece for now. Okay, so we have this little side window here now where we cut this piece out of when we took it out. If you look inside here right now, it's not going to fit perfectly anymore because that edge there has not been corner cut itself. So what we're going to go ahead and do first off here is we're going to give a very slight edge cut on this, but we're not going to cut from the very top corner down. We're going to cut from about midway. So go to about 1/8 of an inch, just over midway, about 1/8 of an inch from the top down here. So if you can see what I'm doing here, I'm going to angle this in about 45 degrees, pull like this here, and you'll have to pull about 3 to 4 times to make sure you get a good solid cut through there. Take that shape and we're going to press it into here right now. Okay. Okay. You can see I'm kind of lining it up on the inside there. That's how it's going to sit. What we'll do first is we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue on the inside. Hey, babe. Do a little bit of glue on the inside right there, and then we're going to go ahead and stick the front edge of this piece to it. So right along that edge here, hitting that whole front first. So take this piece, you got to kind of like bend it into place there. So try and hit the middle if you can, and then press your corners in right here. Right on in like that. So you see right there? Scoops in that whole section there. So it looks a little funky right now with that little bit of a curve like it's got there. We're going to go ahead and press the rest of the shape in. Once we get it set, we're going to run some glue along that bead there. And okay, so we've made contact there on the very front edge. We've kind of dipped that little piece into its, I guess, curved slot there. So we're going to press the rest of this right on up into shape there. We're just going to press and hold from the side here. Run a little bit of glue all around that edge there, just a little bit because we're already together on that edge, so we don't need a whole lot to hold it there. So So make sure you've got it set where you want it, and then run this right inside that corner there. Just like that. So there we are. All right, there's that side done. Now, onto this side. Again, pull these little pieces out, leave them off to the side here. And the same thing on this side. We're going to attach the front first, hit that corner, and then walk that shape into place. So put your glue on the least amount of surface area first, which is going to be this edge here. Just a little bead on there. And then fit it right to this front edge right there. Press it in and curve the shape around. So just like that. Smooth her on out. Oh, it's a perfect seam. That's what you want. Go for seams that look just like that there. That is exactly what you want. Okay, so got that done there. Next, we're going to take this little edge here, and we're going to stick it right to that corner there. I've marked on top, right along that little dot where the dotted line would be. If it helps for you, mark with a pen. I just use a ballpoint pen on this. It's way easier than using a Sharpie. Because a Sharpie, for whatever reason, the foam will suck the ink right on out of it and make it useless very soon. So, put a little bit of glue right on this piece here. You'll see there's like these little like cut areas, which I cut on mine. Don't do that cut there. Just ignore that little 1/2 inch cut there. You don't need it. Okay, again, we're pressing right into the corner. Press down on the top of this piece here to accommodate that slight dip. Let that make contact. And then smooth it on in. Here we are. Just like that. Alright. Walk the shape the rest of the way down. So we'll go to the front here again. A little bit on this edge here. Just like that. And press. Just like this. Once it makes enough of a contact, see if we can get it there. There we go. Just got a little bit on my fingers. It's gonna happen. Using Loctite, you're gonna get just a little bit on you, or maybe a lot on you, depending on how neat you are with it. Just a hazard of the trade. So smooth all that in there. All right. Push this out a little ways here. A little bit of glue along the edge. Just like that, and then press it on in. Here we are. And here we are. Solid contact there. All right. So there we are so far. This side's just about done. Alright, same thing on this side as before. We're just matching that edge to that edge. So if it helps you, go ahead and do this little one here first, because that'll pull the top one into place anyway for you. Again, putting glue on my least amount of surface area first, which is this edge here. And then kind of tip it down and in. Press it. Hold for just a couple seconds there. Let it make that seal. And then we're going to smooth it right on out. So a little smoothing right there. Boom. Same thing down here. Only this one is following along this little edge here. So that corner to that corner. So a little bead right here. Just zip it right across. Like that. And then turn and stick. Right there, just like that. It should hold real quick there. Alright, smooth that on in. So we got the same kind of thing going on here. We got two little windows this time around. So what we're going to do before, again, make that same cut about 1/8 of an inch down from the top here. So get your box cutter, And again, you're pulling probably 3 to 4 times back at a 45-degree angle, taking about that much out of the foam there, leaving yourself with this shape here. Okay. So we're going to dry fit it here first, see where we're going to have it. Pretty close to that there. So we'll go ahead, put some glue on the inside bit there. Right along here. Like that. And then fit this piece corner first, and then curve that shape into place, following right along the edge of that. So we've got our hold there. Press the rest of this on in, just like that. Press it on down and in. Pretty easy. So we've got it about midway down this foam here. Run a little bit of glue right along all 3 edges of it. So just do like this. A little bit right here, a little bit there, and a little bit right here. And then run your smoother piece right along that little crease. And that'll make sure that the glue stays right where you put it. And a little bit more on this corner. Pinch it together a little bit. And there we go. There it is, just like that. Okay, now for this little one here, it's going to be a little bit different getting this piece to fit into that shape there. We're going to go ahead and we're going to corner cut this entire thing there. And I'm just realizing now that I never glued that top part there, so we'll go ahead and stick that first. So we'll get a little bit of glue on there. Press it on in. There we go. Alright, so edge cut this entire front of that piece. What I do for little pieces like this is I extend the blade like that, and I kind of saw into it. So just like that. Real easy. Take about that much off of it. Just the corner of it. Okay. This one here, we'll just go ahead and press it in there. And we're just going to get it set to the depth that we want it. I'll take a pen usually, if I can find a pen, and I'll kind of press it in to the depth that I want. Keep my finger behind it as a backstop, and just like that. Just about an 1/8 of an inch down and in there. Nothing too crazy. This way we'll just put a little bit of glue, right, a couple little dabs of it right inside there, and then we'll just smooth the whole thing in so it makes contact all the way around. See right there. Just like that. Okay. We're almost done. We're probably like the halfway mark right now. Okay. I'm just going to touch this up real quick before we go any further. A little bit there, a little bit there. Okay, there we go. Another piece blown already. Alright, so now we have our little side pieces here. One of them has a dotted line that is going to be folded down. You can see I've already done my little trench cut there. So we're going to go ahead and before we even put this on to this section here, we're going to glue that little seam. So again, one brief little seam there, like that. Use the table as leverage, press and hold, right here. And then smooth that whole seam right on in. Here we are. So you have a shape kind of like this. It's got this little, almost like a fold over to it. Okay, if you look at this piece here, that fold there is going on the outside here. So if this is our right one, it's going on this edge. So we will go ahead and it's going to the back. Okay. So we're going to go ahead first and we're going to stick it on the back here first, and then we'll walk the shape all the way around this entire interior of that side. So glue on this edge, just like that. And on this piece here, I should mention, you are going to edge cut this side, that side, all the way down this entire shape here. Do not edge cut the middle. And don't edge cut the very back. You're just edge cutting the entire outer perimeter of it. and then that front little perimeter, and that's so it makes contact with this whole shape here. Okay, so edge cut to edge cut here on the very back, just like that. Again, if you're following along with me right now into this video, you're going to want to go ahead and do all this prep to your pieces before you even start building, because it saves you a lot of time. And if you think it through, do the prep to both sides. So do it for the left side and for the right side as well. That way, if you're sitting down in one night of building, you can knock both of them out together in probably 2 hours. Okay, so that's made contact there. You can see again, edge cut to edge cut here. We're gonna go ahead and go with the corner first here. So this corner to that corner. And then we're gonna press the rest of that shape into place. So we'll do probably about an 1.5 inch section here. So right along the top of that, right to about here. And then take this corner, stick that corner first, press in the rest of the top edge, fold up a little bit so it makes contact, hold it there, smooth this glue on in. Just like that. We'll go ahead and while we're here, we're gonna do the front, this whole little bit all the way on down. Again, edge cut to edge cut. So we'll go ahead first and hit the bottom. We're gonna hit the whole thing at once, but you're gonna kind of have to pull this out a little ways and kind of walk the whole shape in to make it fit. So we'll do glue on the inside portion here. Again, just a little bead. For this entire torso build, you're probably going to end up using 1.5 to 2 full bottles of Loctite. I know I did my first time through. However, this build that I'm doing right now, I did not scale down this torso at all, and I didn't scale it up at all either. So if you're smaller, you may end up scaling it down by 10% or 20%. So you may use less glue. If you scale it up, you may end up using more. It just depends on your body size. Okay. That's done there. Now we're going to finish out the rest of the shape here. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll do this upper section first. So I'm going to put it on the piece that's going into place now. And this is what I talk about kinetic tension. You can see that piece is going to try and fight me, pushing it in. So I'm going to pull it back out and turn it down slightly, like this, pressing it into its place. And I'm going to kind of force that shape to go where I want it to. Top's making contact there. Smooth this in here. Nice little perfect seam. Okay, and you can see now I can press it on the middle there, and it gives it that same shape from here, where it kind of bevels itself out a little bit. Same thing here. We're going to walk this the rest of the way down. So I'm going to go ahead and do another probably 2-inch section here. Pressing up from the underside of this piece here, while I press it in. And boom. Match to match. There it is. There we go. Just like that. Smooth all that in. Last little bit here. I'm going to kind of pull it out now. So a little bit there, right along here. And there it is. Press it on in. Smooth it out. All right, one side done. Onto this side. So you can see also on the side here, I should put this out. You're gonna have little gaps here. What you're gonna wanna do there is put just a little bit of glue right inside this little crevice here. And that's going to make sure that this entire shape stays flexed inward. So you just need a little bit to make contact, like that. Just a tiny bit. That's all you need. And again, I'll end up going back through here and I'll end up putting some hot glue along all those seams just to reinforce everything. Okay. So here we go. Same thing on this side here. Match the back first, the front, and then walk that shape on through. So right along this edge here. And again, on this side here, I should also point out, you're going to corner cut, or you're going to edge cut this side, that side, that side, the front part here. Don't edge cut the very, I guess, back or bottom, and don't edge cut the underside here. Here we are. Line that up and press it in. just like that. That's set. Smoothing it on in. Oh, another perfect seam. Awesome. And we're going to go right to the front with it. So we'll do a little bit right along the inside here. Just like this. There we go. And then corner to corner. So turn it, press it in, and feed it along. Here we go. Just like that. Smooth it on in. And we'll go ahead and do the front now. So again, pulling it on out a little ways there, a little bit of glue right up and in. And then turn it out like that, pressing in as we go. Make that full contact right there on that upper little seam. Beautiful. When you do reinforce this, you're going to want to put a heavy dose of hot glue inside the front there, because that is going to be the spot where you're going to add your clips to hold it to your shoulder. So you want this to be a strong section. Okay, that is done there. Rest of the shape, we're going to press up here, fit it all on in. So we'll add glue to the side that is sticking up already. Now I'm going to go ahead and see if we can hit the whole thing at once. Let's be brave. So right on down. Here we go. Pull it out a little ways, can turn it in, and press it, and feed it along. Here we are. Boom, all the way on in. Here we go. Just like that. And I'm going to press down a little ways here, like that, so it's making more extreme angle contact. Smooth this in. And there we are. For those of you who've been asking if I'm going to be doing a helmet tutorial, I will be doing a helmet tutorial, I promise. I'm just making sure I get this torso out of the way first. So we do the same thing on the bottom here. A little bit of glue right on the edge there. And then kind of press it in little ways just to hold it there. Okay, squish it in. And it helps to curve the rest of the shape out there as well. One burned up. Okay, so there is our overall shape. Now we're going to put these little pieces there and there back into place. So for this one here, you're going to see how the way this folds there, it doesn't accommodate that entire shape anymore. But we need to be able to get that back into place. So we're going to angle cut this entire edge like we did for the other small piece right here. Take that entire flat edge, angle cut it for both of them. So again, I'm going to telescope that blade on out and just kind of saw back into it. 45-degree angle. There's one, and there's two. You're doing the flat edge. Okay, so you see how I've got that little shape just like that? Okay. I'll line it right up, one up here. We're going to press it on in first, kind of figure out where we're going to need it. And you can kind of press the shape. You can kind of bend it in there a little ways. Try and bend it in and make contact with this bottom here if you can. See if you can get it to hold. So it looks like it's not going to want to hold there. So what I'm going to do, put a little bit of glue on this edge here. Just a tiny little bit right there. So I'll hold it up first, and I'm going to stick it about 1/8 of an inch into that shape, or that little slot there. So let that contact. Probably already good. Nestle that in there. Then press it on in. Boom, perfect. Okay, you can see how it fills in that little gap there. It's about 1/8 of an inch down from the surface. That's what we want. And that's going to be like the contact points on his suit, which look like the locking system for it. That's what we're building right there. Just those little indents, and it's wild, but it really makes a difference having those tiny little features added to this. You wouldn't think it, but when you see it, it makes it all make sense. Like you can see right here on this one, those little pieces right there. It makes the shape make sense. The fact that they're blacked out even up here too, and like right there. It's weird, you know, your eye notices it and it goes, yep, there it is. So here we go. Same thing on this side, little bit of glue, tiny bit. Okay. Again, sticking it right in here, about 1/8 of an inch down. Just like that. Make sure we've got our contact, and then press her on. There we go. If you have to, kind of pinch the sides of it in a little bit, just like that. All right, see, I got a little bit of a gap here, so a couple little beads of glue inside there. That should be good, and we'll feed it on around. There we go. All right. Man, where's another one up there? Okay, let's see if I got this set here. For these little ones here, you can kind of jam these little bits just right on inside there. Just make them fit. No trimming required on these tiny little pieces here. Just kind of squish them in there. If you have to, like I was doing before, get your pen and kind of jam it down in there. And these will complete our whole form here. Again, you're going to try and push it in a little bit, about 1/8 of an inch down from the surface. Just so they're slightly recessed, and you can see it right there. Those are just recessed in a little bit. So a couple little blobs of glue inside there. Just a little dab, 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 both sides. And then we will smooth all that in. Now, unlike me, you're going to want to go ahead and reinforce the back of all your seams while you're building this. You're going to want to go ahead and when you glue something together, flip it over, hot glue on the inside. I didn't do it because I'm just kind of waiting till the end to reinforce it. I can do that with this shape because it's an open shape, whereas for like this one here, it's a closed shape, so you need to, I reinforced it the entire building process. So there we have it, guys. Really quick and simple here. If you have made these little cuts there on the sides, real simple, just do a little bit of glue on top, both sides. Little seam here. They're not necessary. Don't make those little 3/4 inch or inch long cuts, whatever they are. Just a little bit of glue. I don't know why they're there. I think it was because they're left over from the actual PEP file, so it must have had a folding aspect to it, but this is Evakura, so we don't need to worry about it. Anyway, there we are. Both sides of the shoulders done. This one that I'm building right now is 10% smaller. It is for my wife because she is considerably smaller than I am, about 1 foot shorter than I am. So this will fit her perfectly. Again, on mine is about, I left the scale as is. So I've got a 42-inch chest, plus I wear a motorcycle suit of armor below it. So it fills all the space in between my pecs and the back of the foam. So bear that in mind if you're going to make this size too. You may have some wiggle room inside there. So consider getting a compression suit or a suit of motocross gear. Alright guys, thank you for checking out this tutorial. I hope this has been helpful to you. Hope you guys are enjoying the building process here. I do plan on having another video up next week. I'm trying to do 2 videos a week, one Ask the Chief and then 1 tutorial video. I apologize to anyone who was trying to get this torso build done before Halloween. My sincerest apologies. I worked as fast as I could, but life being what it is kind of threw me some curves. Next time around though, we're going to be finishing out the rest of the back of this piece here. We're going to be building this section here, that bottom piece that's going to connect to this upper piece right there. So thank you again, guys and gals, for checking out this video, for any ladies who are building their first suit of armor as well. If you haven't yet, please smash that subscribe button, and also if you haven't yet, please smash that like button. My name is Eric Rolon, aka Angel Legend, aka Spartan 117. Take care, and we'll see you next time.